this fine Sunday morning, we're loaded up with fuel, grease, wrap, fully serviced, we're ready to go. About 220 acres of cotton left to pick. I'm ready to put finishing touches on this crop. Now the parking lot of the Zombie Trail paintball there is looking a little worse for the wear. We had a big night last night, definitely the biggest night of the year. I think we run a little over, probably somewhere around 1,100 people through total between paintball and Haunted Trail side. It was a fantastic Saturday night. A late Saturday night, but fantastic. I got kind of a funny story for y'all. You see all this white kind of right here alongside the road right here. Well, that white is cotton. And where the vast majority of it come from is, you know, I had one of my accumulator choke ups last weekend. Carter grabbed the cotton off the ground, and for whatever reason, he filled his truck bed up with it. I have no idea why he filled his truck bed up with loose cotton. But anyway, he did. And anyway, all week long, you know, he'd been driving up and down this road, going to school or going to the field, and of course, it's kind of been blowing out. But the funny thing is that this is reminiscent of the way these sides of the road looked whenever I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, module builders were just coming out. The vast majority of people dumped their cotton in trailers, you know, had no tarp on them. They were just open top trailers, and you know, pulled them down the road to the gin. You know, a little bit would blow out here and there, and by the end of harvest, you know, the sides of the roads, you know, they had a good bit of cotton on them. So whenever we switched to modules, didn't see that near as much because the module trucks are covered, not much blew out. And then especially once most everybody went to these module pickers, you know, the modules are plastic wrapped, sure didn't lose much then. So the roads for the last 10-15 years have been, you know, definitely very clean at harvest. So me seeing this white right along the road brings back some good memories of childhood, even though I don't think that was Carter's intention by doing it. It is a very nice side effect. Cotton is definitely in my blood and was ingrained in me at a very early age. So, you know, bringing back memories of my childhood, cotton harvest and everything, it puts a smile on my face every time. Even though the landscape of cotton harvest is night and day different than when I was a kid. We're now on our replanted cotton, and remember, I stopped picking cotton for 3 days because I felt like this cotton needed a little bit more time to open up, and by gosh, that was the right decision. It's pretty much all blown wide open. There's a couple bowls here and there, but for the most part, she is open and ready to pick. So by me making that decision, not only did we increase the yield of our cotton crop a little bit, not a whole lot, but you know, we are going to be picking a little extra cotton. We also increased the potential yield of our wheat crop by getting, you know, half of it planted early too. So it was a win-win on both situations. But after a beautiful October, we're now up against the gun. We got about, I think about 225 acres of cotton left, and we've got potentially several days of rain moving in starting Saturday night. So it's Sunday morning today. It should be doable if we don't have any problems, especially considering once we get done with this 56 acre farm, the rest of it's going to be in one nice big block of 3 separate farms. We won't have to do any transports. Hopefully everything holds together and we can get this cotton crop knocked out in the next 4 days pretty easily. And dadgummit, there I go again, talking and not holding down the accumulator button. Please don't choke up. We got a module started, good deal. Now this cotton did get 2/10 of an inch on it yesterday, but that's really not enough to hurt it very much.
Welcome to day 14 or 16 in a row, and it's a Sunday, and everybody's exhausted and tired, and we still have 210 acres of cotton left. Then we have to plant 210 acres of wheat, and then we have 480 or 500 double crop beans, and then we'll be done with 2024, I hope. I hit every pothole, bump, side hole, whatever, on the way up here, and this thing didn't move. Y'all need to go get you one. FarmSipSupreme.com. Have Scott make you one. I mean, literally, it hasn't moved. And I got thrown out of the seat. Fantastic. I'm probably gonna get like one for every piece of equipment because it really makes my life so much easier to have just the tags right here and the spray, and then I could just get out. Before I've just been like putting them down here, and yeah, this is totally working. So plus you're supporting a small business.
Alright, we just getting started picking our University of Tennessee variety plots. Some of them definitely look better than others. This one don't look so hot. Don't know what variety it is, but it definitely doesn't look like one I want to plant next year. Some of the rest of them out there definitely look a lot better. Like we might have a lightning strike right there. Anyway, that's another huge advantage about this picker. You know, it's Sunday afternoon. You know, I'm not going to be able to get University of Tennessee out here on a Sunday afternoon to weigh these modules. But what we're going to do, we're going to pick them, wrap them, dump them at the end of the row where the plot actually is. Just leave them in a line right there, and then, you know, tomorrow or the next day, you know, whatever's convenient for UT for bringing their scale out here, we can bring the module mover back over here and weigh all the plots. But you know, it's not going to hold me up or anything. Go ahead and get these picked, stalks bush hogged, and chicken litter spread on it. You know, that's usually one kind of the hard thing when you're doing test plots with either, you know, University of Tennessee, you know, Bayer, Pioneer, or whatever, is, you know, getting the actual official, you know, the officials out here to, you know, conduct the weights, take samples, all that kind of stuff, get them lined up to be out here about the time you're in the field, so, you know, you're not having to come back and harvest test plots, or you're not having to sit around and wait on them. You know, it's definitely one of the sources of stress each year. So with this picker harvesting these cotton plots, it doesn't matter. They can come out here whenever they want to. No big deal to me. I can't remember how many plots we got, but we're going to be out here for the next couple hours harvesting plots, I imagine. Hopefully the cotton's good enough we can make some halfway decent sized modules, because this plastic wrap is expensive, and it doesn't matter if I make a little cigar or a great big 93-inch module, it uses the same amount of plastic, because on that roll of 24 wraps, you know, they're all separated into specific portions. So it doesn't matter how big the module or how small the module is, it costs the same amount every time I wrap it. And obviously the more cotton we can stick in some wrap, the cheaper, you know, per acre it becomes for me. All right, just got done with all of our plots a few minutes ago. All 17 plots of them. Those plots used up about 3/4 of a roll of wrap. They was all, I don't know, between 60 and 66-inch diameter modules instead of, you know, the regular 92 to 94-inch modules that we produce. And we all got them lined up down there on that end. I don't know if you can see them or not, ready to weigh tomorrow morning. I really wasn't terribly impressed with the majority of them. There's a couple of them that made a pretty decent sized module, but I don't know what they yielded. University of Tennessee got to pull samples and run them through the micro gym they got on the experiment station, you know, to figure out turnout and all that kind of stuff. But if you're curious about the results, check search.utcrops.com. Probably late December, early January, they ought to have the results published under the University of Tennessee cotton variety trials. Those plots comprised almost half of this farm, so we're a little over we're halfway through. We're going to try and get the rest of this farm done tonight before we shut down. If we do, that'll put us right on pace getting done on Wednesday sometime.
There's Carter making that truck money on a Sunday.
Now, this spot in the field right here, I mean, it is some mighty fine cotton. Of course, this spot in the field, for whatever reason, always produces good. I think maybe my landlord, whenever he was farming it, he had maybe had a hog barn or something up here, but on top of this flat spot of the hill, I mean, it's gangbusters. Look at the yield map, you know, you can see where we're at. It's fantastic. The rest of the farm, drought definitely got it pretty bad. Yeah, I think the good cotton from here on out is probably going to be few and far between, if I got to imagine. There's going to be some good spots, but overall, the rest of what we got is replanted. Pretty much the rest of this farm is replanted cotton. This is actually original planted, Delta Pine 2115, and you know, all the replanted cotton was replanted at the end of May. Short growing season, hit by drought, high temperatures. I just, you know, overall, you know, we don't have a bad cotton crop, but compared to what my expectations are, I'm a little disappointed. I mean, we've got overall, I think we're going to have a good cotton crop whenever I get all the gin tickets back. But yeah, I was really expecting big things out of this crop, and so far, you know, it just hadn't delivered, I don't think. You know, overall, I'd say we're probably going to produce about an average crop, whereas I was really expecting a significantly above average crop. 33 days of drought in August, though. That'll do it. You know, that's just the thing about cotton. You cannot judge a cotton crop. I mean, you can probably tell the difference between a really awesome crop and a really bad crop, but anything in between, you just can't judge it. It's impossible. I fail every time. I've never predicted a cotton crop accurately before. You know, a wheat crop, I can generally tell if it's going to be a pretty good one, pretty bad. You know, within reason, get pretty close on yield. Soybeans, same thing. I can generally, you know, predict yields, you know, within a few bushels. Corn, I can get, you know, real close predicting what a corn crop's going to yield. Cotton, no, there I ain't got a chance. There ain't a chance in the world of predicting what a cotton crop is going to yield. It's going to fool you every single time. Either fool you good or fool you bad. It's going to fool you. So going into a cotton harvest, I can guarantee you, whatever I think it's not going to make, it'll make anything but what I think it's going to make. Now, I think this is my 19th cotton crop I put in. I think the only time I came close to accurately judging a cotton crop was 2007, when we had the absolutely massive drought. I knew it was going to be a terrible crop, and by gosh, it wound up being a terrible crop. But every other crop other than that, I ain't come close to predicting it. I do think at the end of this year, though, we're going to have a good amount of wrap left over to carry to next year. Last year, I ordered 2 pallets of wrap, and we wound up having almost 3 total rolls left. There's 9 rolls on a pallet. Anyway, I think I had almost 3 complete rolls of wrap left. So I ordered 2 more pallets this year. 1 pallet of yellow, 1 pallet of pink, plus the 2 rolls I carried over, or almost 3 rolls I carried over from last year. And to be honest, this year, I don't know if we're going to open up that 2nd pallet of yellow. I think that pallet of pink, plus that, you know, the 3 rolls of yellow that I carried over from last year, gonna come pretty dang close to getting us done. Oh well, that's more money I'll be able to save next year. See all our pretty pink test plot rolls, little bitty rolls, all lined up there in a row, ready for a weigh scale tomorrow. We're getting close to a full module, but I better be real careful about ejecting it. I don't think the TVA would be real happy if I grounded out one of their high voltage transmission lines through my picker to the ground. I don't think my Farm Bureau agent would be very happy with me either if I did that. And not to mention all the people that are home on this Sunday afternoon that this transmission line services. I'd have a whole bunch of people really mad at me. So better make sure I'm out from under it whenever I raise the lid on the baler back there. How about you, Kelly and Andy? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you get caught up with cut stalks on that side, Andy, why don't you and Kelly just go ahead and head on in for the day? I can finish the rest of this up myself, and rather than y'all having to sit around twiddling your thumbs, you know, on me in the morning, it'll give y'all something to do.
Okay.
Yeah, right now at this point in harvest season, everybody's dragging. I mean, we're just plumb worn out. I mean, we've been working, you know, 6 to, in a lot of cases, 7 days a week ever since, you know, all the month of October. I mean, we pretty much maybe taking one day off. I mean, we're tired. And I mean, here Sunday evening, I mean, there ain't no need in Kelly and Andy staying out here until I get done picking. You know, we can move the modules around in the morning. It won't take long to get caught up. You know, no sense in Andy being caught up, you know, right on my tail spreading chicken litter. He can get caught up real quick tomorrow. As long as nothing breaks down, I mean, I could pick all night by myself, get the cotton harvested, and, you know, we'll deal with the modules and everything else in the morning, you know, if I wanted to. So that's one of the things that I'm so thankful for on having this picker. You know, we don't need somebody out here on a pole buggy or a module builder or anything. You know, it can be a one-man show out here if we need it to be, and give Kelly and Andy a chance to, you know, go in, you know, before it's just plumb pitch dark outside, get a little extra rest tonight, hopefully keep them fresh, you know, for the rest of the week until we get done with cotton harvest. It can be a big benefit for everybody. So when we start getting tired like this, you know, our brains don't function as quick. You start making mistakes, and mistakes can get equipment tore up or get people hurt. So, man, they'd probably say y'all out there saying, well, don't you need to go home and sleep? Well, it wouldn't hurt for me to go home and sleep, but the thing is, I've been doing this long enough. I know my limits. I know when I need to quit, and you know, for that fact, I know I've got another 3 hours in me, so we can go ahead and get this farm done. Now, I can do it safely without tearing any equipment up. Knock on plastic. And kind of what I found out with myself and my body is that, you know, I can go, and I can go. The moment that I shut down, say I take off a little early or I have a day off, I literally crash. And it's really hard for me to get started back up. So when we're in go mode, the best thing for me is just to keep on going. I can function on just a little bit of sleep. But if we ever slow down, we ever have that rainy day where I actually take a day off, like it takes me a long time to get back going again. I don't know how many other people are like that, but it's just the way my body's wired. So we're gonna keep on picking this cotton and enjoy this beautiful sunset the good Lord has blessed us with today. Well, we did it. We got this farm done, and it's 8:45, and just in the nick of time, because this cotton done gotten wet. We need to stop picking for sure. I don't know, I think God, I think we're gonna have about 6 or 7 modules out here for Kelly to pick up in the morning, and plenty of stalks for Grandpa to bush hog, and about 25 acres of chicken litter for Randy to spread. So they'll be able to give me a head start on getting ahead of them mornings, so nobody's sitting around twiddling their thumbs. Anyway, I got to run into the grain bins real quick. Got a guy wanting to rent one of my bins that we're not going to use this year. He's out the Zombie Trail paintball right now, taking his family through it, and just wanting to know if I could show him how to, you know, operate down there at the grain bin so they can get started hauling over here. So I'm gonna run in and show him the ins and outs of the grain system real quick, and then come back out, empty the service truck of fuel, get the heads cleaned out so we can get an early start on getting things serviced and getting some more acres knocked out tomorrow. So pretty dang good Sunday. 56 acres knocked out, 17 test plots. been one of our better running Sundays in quite a few years. And the other plus, nothing tore up. That's definitely a rarity for a Sunday. And we also use our last wrap on this roll to finish out the last module on this farm. Things never work out that good.